on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Kevin Durant is a champion, but he said, growing up, I never thought about titles. I just wanted to be the best player I could be. When I got to the league, I was listening to all the noise and it was taking control of my mind. For me, mentally, I have to just focus on my craft. Guys, the results have flown since then.
Clearly. David, thank you. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. Take a look at the Warriors. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And right now, Brooklyn, they've sure made a statement here early on, outpacing some teams that were expected to be better, owning that top spot and defending it with pride.
So the Nets starting five. The small and power forwards are Harris and Durant. Irving is out there with Simmons. And it's Aldridge in at the center position. And for Houston, out on the perimeter, Green and Gordon. Christian Wood is out there with Jae'Sean Tate. And it's Wall in at the one.
And, you know, once Durant notices a lane, you're toast. I mean, using his long strides to get inside fast, unstoppable.
And Kevin Durant signing an extension this past offseason, locked in with the Nets for the next 4 years. Seems like there's a very good chance Durant could end his career in Brooklyn.
Now Irving, following the three-point attempt by John Wall. The shot's good from Irving.
Slashing to the rim with so much precision and skill. Irving, nearly impossible to contain when he spots a lane and decides to drive.
And Irving pulls it down. Outside, Simmons. First quarter, just over a minute played. And Harris wide open. He shoots. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And Simmons kicks to Harris. Outside Durant, 6 to shoot. It's hauled in by Wood. Rockets have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals. Wall, Wood trying to free himself up, and Wall gets it to go in on the assist from Green.
You know, sometimes you see the edge to Wall's game come out in these situations. Tight defense inside, contact, and he just is determined not to be denied.
And he comes up with the deuce.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And it's Gordon missing.
Yeah, the defender in position there and with a height advantage. The fade away was really his only choice, but still a tough shot.
Just sort of looking at the standings here, Greg, midseason. Do you think the conference system still holds any relevance?
Listen, I think for travel distance, it makes sense to continue to have divisions and conferences. But in the perfect world, I think we'd love to see, hey, let's just seed them 1 through 16 and determine who's truly the best.
And then Durant with the dunk.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Your Club City Captors.
A new lineup here for Houston. And the Nets making a change here as well. Drummond's checked in. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. 11-point game. Here's Christopher.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
The Rockets with another miss. Brooklyn with the ball. This run now up to 13-2. Irving passes to Harris. The Nets working the ball around now. Durant down low. It's blocked, and he gets it back. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Durant's got 6. Irving against Porter. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first.
How about that swat by Drummond, using all of his height and bounce to deny the offense there.
Simmons. Here's Harris. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Assisted by
Simmons got
Ben
3 assists
Simmons.
now in this one.
Oh, great ball movement there.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Porter inside. Covered by Irving. Porter, no luck. Nets leading by 15. And Durant, here we go. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Offensively,
Rockets
defensively, they are in
timeout.
total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
For T-shirts. All right, rookies coming out the court. Get loud for your Club City Texans.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Take a look at the Rockets. Lurking in the basement of the conference for the time being. They're not pleased with their performance so far this season. Looking at the last game for the Brooklyn Nets, it was a win against Dallas. Here's Schroeder. And the shot no good, a bit short. Nets leading by 17. Irving surveying the floor. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first.
And more than one observer, Greg, has
First
called
team
Irving the
foul.
most entertaining player in the game.
Shooting for Brooklyn.
What do you think?
A lot of competition for that distinction. But Irving does some things that no one else can, at least at his level. And then you never know when he's going to give us a juicy soundbite.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Seth Curry in for Joe Harris.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And Simmons slams it in.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be right back after this.
Fan, your Club City.
Well, Kyrie Irving at 6'3", one of the most creative finishers in the NBA. He details where it all started.
I just go back to being in my backyard and, you know, just practicing all my layups or all my finishes. You know, that's what I go back to. I mean, this is when I'm in that situation, I kind of feel like the attitude I get is this is what I do.
Oh, it is indeed the English, the angles. He is a magician out there, Greg, with the ball in his hands.
And his godfather, Rod Strickland, another New York point guard legend who was known for his improvisational finishes. Kyrie had it from the soil.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Out on the perimeter, Green and Gordon. Jayshawn Tate out there with Christian Wood. And it's Schroeder in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Gordon finds Schroeder. Off target with his 3. Brooklyn leading by 19. Irving passes to Simmons. And it's It's Eric Gordon with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
John Wall's checked in for Houston. The Nets also changing it up. Andre Drummond comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And Aldridge is subbed in for Ben Simmons.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The Houston Rockets are rebuilding, and that's a hard pivot for a team that until last season was pursuing titles. The new front office has been candid. It's presented challenges as they look to go young and stack up draft picks. They plan to make constant bets on unproven talent as they build toward the future. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. And it's sent back by Drummond. Irving against Wall. Irving up top. He has 6. Aldridge, the pass to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Thrown down with Forrest Drummond with great feel around the rim. Now, usually he's one of the leading dunkers in the NBA because he doesn't waste any time or motion in there.
Outside Irving. It's stolen by Wall. Here's Tate. Finished off the break. Tate's only got his first points in this one.
You know, John Wall is not just a dynamic scorer. He is outstanding at sharing the ball with his open teammates.
A true leader on and off the floor. Wall is a super charitable guy.
No doubt about it, G.A. I mean, he raised money for rent assistance. He donated N95 masks and meals to hospitals, and that was done just in the last year or so. Very, very outgoing with his generosity. Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Here's KD. No good. Shot missing. Rockets trail by 21. Gordon dishes to Wall. 1:32 left in the first half. Some solid defense from Harris. And so it's Drummond with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Rockets have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Several teams changing it up here. And a look now at some of the players we can expect to see in this year's dunk contest. Always one of the great events of All-Star Weekend.
It is, Kevin. You just can't take your eyes off it. The ideas those guys come up with, and then the guts it takes to pull them off, always blows me away.
You take a look at Green, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
Knocks down the 3 ball.
This is why you pay Seth Curry the big contract, the big money. His range is unlimited.
Schroeder passes to Matthews. Back to Schroeder. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Simmons. Porter pulls it in. For Houston, they've gone just 33% from the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Shoots from the elbow. Good on the jump shot. Schroeder's got his second basket of the night.
There's the added discipline to Schroeder's game on display there, just taking what the defense allows.
Simmons' shot is good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Christopher, defended by Durant. Schroeder outside. And And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Nets running away with this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
Come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo, so just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games. Kenny, what games did you get amped up for during the regular season?
Any team that Shaq was on, because I know we cook him and I could go down the lane and dunk on him 3 or 4 times in one game.
Kenny, wake up, you're dreaming. Stop it. I squat your shot. Roll all the way back to Queens. Stop it.
And now let's take a look at the excellent first half we've seen so far for the Nets.
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic, that's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. The small and power forwards are Harris and Durant. Ben Simmons is out there with Irving, and it's Aldridge in at the 5 spot.
And when it comes to handling the rock, Irving is second to none.
Greg, could not agree with you more. He is special in the highest form of special. Great ball handling skills, finishing ability with both hands. I don't know if I've seen a better finisher under 6'3" in the history of the league. You might have somebody in mind, but nobody's been better than Kyrie Irving at finishing and getting it done with his handles and skills.
And the Nets with possession here. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. After this game wraps up, they're off to Atlanta, where they'll take on the Hawks. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
Excellent concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season, it can continue to carry over.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you for the baton, Kevin. Kyrie Irving, of course, marches to the beat of his own drum. At times, that might rub people the wrong way, but Kyrie says, I've learned lessons from it. That's the most beautiful and exciting part, just the growth. What I'm saying is, it's always been bigger than the game for me. And guys, you have to respect his willingness to go it alone.
You do indeed, D.A. Thank you for that portrait. Irving kicks to Durant. Back to Irving. Just 5 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Here's Harris. That shot, no good. And Houston the other way now. Pass to Gordon. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Now with guys like Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, we've seen, Clark, the resurgence of the center position in the NBA.
Yeah, how about that, Kevin? A little bit of back to the future, because historically centers were the go-to guys on title teams when you look at the history of the game. Even though we've shifted to a perimeter game, We've seen the skilled big men have MVP caliber seasons the last several years.
Kevin Porter's checked in for Green. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Drummond's checked in. Outside for Simmons. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Simmons got 4 this quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Here's Gordon. That shot misses. Some solid defense from Harris.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Irving uses the glass to finish the layup. Irving's got 10 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Outside Porter for 3. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got 3 assists tonight.
There it is, the first basket of the half after missing their first 3 attempts.
Simmons passes to KD. On the wing, Harris. Back to Durant. Shoots over Tate. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Durant's ability to score in a lot of different ways is huge, and he makes it look easy.
Simmons against Wall. Over Simmons. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's Irving. Baseline try. Simmons can't get it to go.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Simmons with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. And Drummond throws it down.
You know, Ben Simmons can make spectacular passes, but he doesn't need to be flashy. He's all about helping his teammates get easy baskets.
Gordon against Harris. And it's sent back by KD. And he's able to get it back. And finished off by Wood.
Wood flying up to slam down the alley-oop emphatically.
The Nets have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Simmons dishes to Irving. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Left side Durant with 4 seconds on the clock. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Durant's got 18 points in the game. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a 34-point advantage heading into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we'll be back with you shortly. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. We've got Matthews, and it's Garuba in at the 4. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Passes it to Christopher. And the 3 ball is good.
How about that dish by Schroeder? Always a good idea to get it to the open man. That's just good basketball.
Harris outside. It's Durant on the wing. Clark, we know injury prevention is a huge aspect for teams, and it seems like training staffs hold a lot more weight than they did in the past.
I think you're exactly right, Kevin. No doubt about it, and for good reason. I mean, the medical staffs include doctors and trainers and physiotherapists and the like, and they really have enhanced what goes into preparing players for their seasons throughout their careers. And it's become more precise, it's better, yet there are still going to be injuries, but the treatment and care players get now, I think, is platinum level across the league.
It's tipped and stolen by Irving. Harris looking it over. Irving finds Aldridge. Back to Irving. Fires high post. And it's Houston on the break. Christopher, that's good.
Christopher. Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
You know, and not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Pass to Harris. Now here is Aldridge. Outside Durant. 6 on the shot clock. In the corner, Simmons with it. And they double up Simmons. The 3 ball. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Simmons. Simmons got his 8th assist here tonight. Schroeder against Simmons. There's the pick. Here's Christopher. Here's Garuba, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big follow.
You can't be pretty, though, with those second chance opportunities. I mean, just put it in the basket.
Simmons against Schroeder. Here's Garuba, banked in off the glass.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Simmons passes to Durant. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Durant's got 11 points here in just the second half.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Schroeder passes to Garuba. Over Irving. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets. KD finds Irving. Back to Durant. Outside, Simmons.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's the pass to KD.
2 minutes.
The Rockets pull it in. Schroeder looking over the floor. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Şengün. Aldridge is covering. From deep three-point range. And they'll get another chance. Matthews left side. The three-pointer no good. Brooklyn's gotten off 4 shots from three-point range tonight and buried every one of them.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for Brooklyn.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in the 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for KD.
And, you know, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Brooklyn.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. They could have done it much earlier, before the game was out of reach.
For the three. Ben Simmons with the rebound. Durant against Wood. And Katie throws it down.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. Kyrie, very few can match your offensive creativity. So how do you integrate that into the team system?
It starts in our practice. It starts with our practice habits, getting our swing action, and practicing with a purpose. You know, whether it's shoot-arounds or walkthroughs, we're starting to show progress right there and just getting back to what we know, and that's executing on both ends of the floor and trusting one another.
Well, the ball was certainly moving tonight, man. Congrats on the win. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. As New Balance presents our player of the game, Kevin Durant.